I think I like to that's English, and I like playing volleyball and dancing and workouts. And I think and I like so much learning English with you. We think on Talk. It's amazing place to learn English and improve a conversation that's important to us. That's it.
That's so true. That's the main goal here, to create this safe environment, Thank you, Flavia, so much. And how about you, Deborah?
Hello, everyone. I am Deborah. Let me see. I'm 32 years old. I'm from Fortaleza, Ceará. But I live right now in Portugal. I live with my husband. We don't have baby. Yeah, I'm a data analyst. Yeah. And I develop my English in here, but I'm begin. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Perfect. I'm happy to have you here. I invited her to this meeting and she came, so you can imagine how happy I am. So the second question, what comes to mind when you hear the words company culture? Flavia, can you start?
Yes. As we watch it at the video, I think is the company that show the values, have its values, ethics, behaviors, beliefs. It's the company that you want to work with, that you believe. I think that's it.
Yeah, very good. Can you choose the next person?
Yeah. How about you, Charles?
Oh, yeah, I need to follow the in the same way, Fabian. I agree with you. Only for compliment, I guess, and try to speak some words in English, or talk some words in English. I guess I bring in my mind one stream, and in this stream, it's the rules and or the things there the company would like to follow, maybe as a achievement, as a goal. And I think everything, not only company, but we talk about company, and I think for one company have success, they should know who they are and who they want to get. And for know this, they should be clear what they will do for achieve that. It's a complex thing, but only for compliment. I don't know if I could express myself well, but I hope you got me. That's it. Can you, Deborah?
Oh, come in my mind the values and the habits, yeah. Because I think that two words is turning the company and good or bad. I think this.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe sometimes they have like on the wall some words written like I don't know, customer service, excellence, ethic, and that's like a path they should follow in the company. I really like the definition that Charles brought about knowing where you want to be, because that you should be aware of that in order to accomplish your goals, like you have a vision for your company in the future, you know. And the video also talked about the culture being something like an ID card, you know, that identifies the company. This company is known for being strong or being eco-friendly, or they have a strong ethic code. So I think every company has something that people can identify that company because of that type of behavior, because of the culture. So when I think about culture, I think how could people recognize this company? Because of some reasons, because of some habits, like Deborah mentioned as well. So that's why I decided to bring this topic here, because it is part of the realities for a lot of different types of companies, hospitals, schools, doesn't matter, right? You have a culture because it is who you are, like Charles mentioned. Very good, guys. So the next question is a little bit more personal. I would like to ask Flavia to answer this one. You can read and answer, okay?
Okay. How would you describe your work style? Is it more flexible, or do you follow strict hours and a repetitive task? I am these two ways. I think I am flexible, and I like to not strict hours, but I like to repetitive tasks. I think it's more comfortable for me. And I don't know if my whole life I am a public servant, and it's my habit to make repetitive tasks, and I think is a habit or and it, but I want to know others tasks and the private company, because I am in just and a public company, and I think it's so different. I think it is a challenge for me. And when my retirement at my job, that I want to work at the the company culture, for earn and for make new friends, and in I think I want to work at one school, one of the school that has a company culture that I agree with. And how about you, Deborah?
Oh, I don't like really repetitive tasks. Yeah. So I would consider myself more flexible. I don't know. Other than my job is to analyze data, but I don't think it's often repetitive. Yeah, because there is always sometimes new or to do and to study. Yeah. And I feel boring in repetitive works, and I think is my performance drops. Yeah, in job is repetitive. Yeah. And you, Charles?
Oh, I could say there in my previous work as a public servant, as a Flavia, maybe I follow some rules and I work between borders, I guess. But my work, I think, all the time was a little bit dynamic too, and I needed to do some travels around the Amazon, around the other regions. And I don't feel there I had one schedule, permanent schedule, and yeah, it's a dynamic. Of course, I need to follow rules, and I think it's important. But in the same time, it's a dynamic job. Like I need to visit some remotely areas, in the deep forest, and to me, it's a excited job. It's not a boring, and I should not, and I don't need to attempt the time uh, by hour to hour, like 8 to 5 or 8 to 4, things like that. Sometimes my schedule it's a little bit different, and it's an enjoyable work, and I never had a boring work, I guess. But I love rules, and I love follow rules. I think when we have clear rules, it's more easy. You don't have any trouble, I guess. That's it. How about you, Sarah?
Yeah, definitely. That's a good point. The rules are like the things that make us be productive and also be right in our jobs, not make mistakes or not get in trouble, like you said. I agree, Charles. I was thinking here, and usually I always work like something that have the same routine and the same hours every day with a little bit of variation, but very rarely. Now I'm facing some differences. For example, I can prepare some classes, but I have the meetings scheduled, so I have to be there at a specific time. But when it comes to preparing the classes, I do not need to get to stick to an hour. For example, I can prepare my classes at noon if I want, or at midnight. It's up to me, so I guess for me it's kind of hard to adapt because I was used to some routine that was very strict, and now I have more flexibility and I like it, but at the same time, I'm not so well organized, and I'm trying to find my way, to put everything together and have to be productive and so on. So now I'm more flexible, but I'm still trying to figure things out. And I asked this question because I wanted to understand a little bit about you, and it's connected to the next question, okay? Charles, can you read this one? And of course, share your ideas.
Let me
Mhm.
let me take a look in my computer. Um, what type of culture do you look for in a company? In a company? Oh, it's difficult, Sarah, to me nowadays because mm, at first I spent the most part of my life as a public employee, as a Flávia. So I get in this job and I follow more than 20 years, I guess. It's difficult because we don't search for anything anymore. And now it's difficult again because I start here and I cannot do too much choice. All right. I need to accept everything that I have, they give me. But if I can point some interesting things in one company, I try to um, say that in my interviews. It's that the company should respect me because I think it's important. Yeah, respect me as a person, respect me as a professional. It's a worth things to me, and I don't want to work And actually here in Canada, I left some work because they don't have a respect with me, and I don't have any problem in change my job if I don't feel respect. I don't know why. Se eu não me sentir respeitado. Yeah, that's it, I guess. Respect, it's a worth things for me in everywhere, mainly in one company, because in my point of view, I spend more time working than with my wife, my family. So I should have one respectful environment for show my skills. That's it about me. What do you have for us, Flavia?
Yeah, I agree with you, Charles. I think respect is important to in a company. Type of culture. I think I look for the company that's respect, right? With empathic people, not the director, the board, I don't know, board director. And I will seek for the company that is thinking well-being for all the employees, not just employees, but the employers too. It's the company don't think just about income, but think about the people and the well-being of all people that work in that company. I think, yes, if I choose the company, if I could to search about the company, I think I will seek would seek this type of culture in a company. How about you, Sarah?
Yeah, you brought a lot of great points and valid. Actually, I lived this experience of being disrespected, so I decided to leave as well. I wish everybody could do the same, but sometimes it's not possible because of the money, because of the bills, you know. And I saw a video talking about the non-negotiables that are the things that are important to you. So I would say the learning culture, I think it should be always spread in companies, because I don't like when people get stuck in a way of doing things. For example, oh, we always done it in this way, so we are not willing to change. I think that's terrible, because you get stuck in time and other companies will develop and yours will stay behind, you know. I think that's very important. And also the information should be shared, not like classified information, something that's not important for your job, for sure. But if it is something that affects you, affects your team, you should be aware of that. I don't like when they have little groups, when people know some things they don't share and you feel kind of lost, you know. It's kind of a scam, in my opinion. So the information is essential for every job we can perform. So I would just highlight these 2 points: the information and the learning culture, always trying to improve everything, the process and the way the things are in their companies. And Deborah, what do you think about this one?
Actually, I don't have a culture right in my mind. But yeah, I just want to know much culture. I don't know this. Uma cultura tão machista that doesn't have a room for favoritism, yeah. Rumors and the people try to hunt and other, yeah. No gossiping, yeah. No have gossiping, yeah. And I don't want to feel bad for beginner or woman, because it's have a lot in the area IT. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, I haven't thought about this. Like sexism can be a huge barrier for women in the job market. And like you said, we should look for the companies we feel comfortable in and we can grow and don't feel like we are being taken for granted because we are women or because we are beginners, like you said. So very good point. And the payment should be fair as well, because that is another point. We still have a way to go to make things equal, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much, Deborah. And I'm gonna ask you to read the next question so you can share a little bit more. Okay, question number 5.
Ivy?
Mhm.
Who is most responsible for defining the company culture? Yeah, I think it's a leader. Yeah, and honest. Yeah, I guess because they direct the way. Yeah, all the company, all the peoples. Yeah. Yeah, we transform it in bad or good the environment. Yeah, I think this. And you, Flavia, how about you? What do you think?
I think, like you said, I think it's beginning for the board and the president. I think he is the when in the high charge, high carb, I don't know. And a begin for this type of person, and it's best for the others that important to follow. And I think it is important to show what is the future of the company to all of employers and employers that speak the same language and embrace all of the people. I think it is important to show what the value, what the behaviors that the company needs to be followed for all the people. I don't know if this question is about this, but I think that's it. How about you, Charles?
Yeah, it's difficult, but it's clear in my mind there who are in the charge of the company. Sometimes one person, sometimes one group. The most biggest company, it's not one guy anymore. It's a group of people there are in charge of the company, and I guess they should settle the company culture. But in my point of view, they don't only should settle this culture by your hands, but they should study some things about the product there they produce, about the customers there they want to offer his product. And I think they should think in many things for building one culture and give one step beyond. I guess the company culture should change time by time, because the things change, the product change, the customers change. And I think we should como eu falo renovar? renovar. I don't know how I can say this, but we should times to times rethink, renew the company culture for kind of sorry for stay in this competitive environment there we have nowadays. I think all the time the culture should change time by time. I'm not a guy there have too much knowledge in this area, but we can realize there are some companies there was famous in the past don't exist anymore because they don't follow uh, the modern things. We can bring Kodak, for example. They should they don't exist anymore because they cannot review or review your culture. And I think that's it. Oh, sorry, it's so complex for my English. Sarah, you can keep. Sorry.
No, you explained just right. Okay, it was very good. The way you mentioned it's not like only one person's job. Everybody should share a little bit of ideas, explanations. You should adapt to the customers as well. I agree with you on this. And of course, the leadership, it's the main responsible for, but they should not only write on the walls the nice words or on paper, but always be a good example for the clients. For example, I remember the a post that I saw recently about a company that they had a space for you to share some beer and I don't know, have like a happy hour. We could say like that. But the manager, the leaders didn't go there because they didn't want to have a bad reputation with the employees. So the employees were too shy to participate because they were thinking, if my leader is not doing that, maybe I shouldn't, So you watch the leaders and you try to follow their example. So that's why I believe that's the main responsible is the leader, the manager, maybe the investors, if they have a big part of the business as well. So I always think about that because we kind of expect them to set this culture, but it's responsibility for everyone to follow and make sure the culture gets strong and pass to other companies, and it's a good way to get more clients, And since we have some international people here, I'd like to skip some questions and talk about specifically Brazilian culture, Charles and Deborah, I think they can share a little bit more about it. And I would like to ask Charles to read this question and, of course, answer.
All right. I should skip for, in your perspective, what differentiate Brazilian work culture from others?
Yes, that's right.
8. All right. Oh, no, I cannot talk more about the culture around the companies here because I'm new here and maybe I cannot bring the right perspective. We have some difference between Brazil and here, but I don't think it's only in the culture company, but in the system. And of course, because this difference between the system, everything here is different. Like here we are more freedom for choose where we will work, and our relationship with the company, it's not so strong like in Brazil. Like here, I can work in the two companies there. They they are competitors between the both. Like I can work in one in front of another, and they are competitors, and they don't matter. In Brazil, it's impossible because the company have the employee as yours. Like you are my employee, and here we don't have this. And I think this change a lot of culture of the company, because here you only do your work, you sell your skills, and if you do that, okay, don't matter what you do beyond the door of the company. I think it's a good way to think work, because we feel more relaxed for do our job, do well, and we can do other things and feel free for choose. But have other aspect. It's not good. Like here, we don't have one schedule like Brazil, 8 to 5. Here, sometimes you have crazy schedules, and if you want to work in this company, you should follow this schedule. Like nowadays, I work 3 on, 3 off. Like you work 3 days, 12 hours, and 3 days off. You spend 3 days in your house. Yeah, like can be good or can be bad. It's up to you. But like it's different for us from Brazil, because we need to learn how we can handle with that. So I know I skipped a little bit about the question, but I think it's my my goal to only show they're here have one some difference there, change a lot. That's it, I guess, Sarah. It's so different, and I cannot do this comparison right now. What do you think, Deborah from Portugal? How long time have you been here?
I live in here recently, 5 months, but I don't know if I can explain that I think about culture in Portugal because I'm here recently. But I see, or in my perspective, is about the diversity of the peoples. Yeah. In Brazil, I think it is more restricted, but not here. I see a lot old person and the person in heavy color, the other color in hair, in the any jobs. For example, I see in Boticário has in here. For example, have one man is vendedor. I don't know this name, the word is vendedor. The black man is vendedor in Boticário. I don't see in Brazil, in Fortaleza, for example, this diversity in jobs here. But here I see a lot about old person and this it's in job is very diverse. Yeah, it's about this. I think is in culture in Portugal have a lot is I don't know the words, but no fast. In Brazil is very fast. The culture, the hours, the job is yeah. But in here I think is the no fast. Yeah, mais devagar. Yeah, I think this. In you. Oh, sorry, Sarah.
No, I was just going to comment about the diversity you mentioned. That is interesting. I haven't thought about, like, it's so common to have only women working in makeup stores and things like that. Very nice to know that. It's a different perspective you brought today. Thank you, Deborah. And now, Flavia, go.
Now, I heard something in Japan. I have cousin there and cousin and friends. They said me that in Japan, the people that is from Brazil, although there are descendants, the Japanese descendants, they have a lot of mischief. I think the job there is mechanic and automatic and need to be faster. Too fast needs to be fast. And in the same way, it's a operation job, just an operation job. And with strict hours, I think it's so hard to work there. But just in Brazilian people that go to Japan for job, for working at the fabric factory. I think it's so different because the Japanese is so energetic and so hard to. It's not flexible, and I think it's more. I think it's hard to work there because the culture is so different than in Brazil. It's a rigid, strict, and I think that's it in Japan.
Yeah, there is a whole discussion about the mental health because of these crazy work hours, they have in Japan, and it's like they are always putting a lot of pressure on the employees to work. So maybe that's something important to know more about it. I don't have actually experience to compare with other countries. The only thing that I could talk while Charles was sharing his ideas were about maybe we have like a family culture here, a lot of family companies, and that's because sometimes we can be too informal or act like the company was an extension of you. So I think we could take things more professionally, like Charlie said, not being too personal, because if this person wants to work for another company, everybody should be allowed, to look for something better for their lives. And here in Brazil, it's kind of tough sometimes to break this connection with companies. So I really like the points that you all mentioned. Thank you very much. Oh, our time is finishing. Time flies. Oh, does anybody want to add something about this last question or about the topic in general?
No, I would like to compliment, and I guess Deborah brought Trouxe. I try to say that one good point about the diversity, and here in Canada we can realize that too, and everyone here can do what they want to do, and they can achieve good position. And it's shock us when we arrive here and you can saw black people and people around the world, not only black but old people, people there have a special condition, working everywhere. It's amazing, and we feel good when we saw that, because like everyone can be boss, everyone can and yeah, it's salta aos olhos. I will not say English because I don't know how I can say that, but it's make us feel good, amazing when you saw men, women, black, indigenous, and everyone working a lot of environment. And the old people work. It's amazing. Like here, Walmart have a lot, and when I talk old, it's old. It's not like Brazil. To Brazil, I'm old, 43 years old. Here
Yeah,
we can
yeah,
see, here we can see 75
yeah, yeah.
person working until work. And it's amazing experience. And thank you, Deborah, for bringing that.
There, Charles, can I, there, the older is when you are 40, just,
Yeah, in Brazil, when you have 45 years, you are old. Oh man, no, I don't like this guy. What I mean is in the culture of Brazil, it's when you have 45 years old, the
there,
company.
you are young, there,
Yeah,
in Canada.
here I'm new. Here I'm 20. Like here, the guy work until
Good
75,
to
and
know,
it's
good to
it's
Good,
incredible.
know.
yeah, good.
Yeah,
Good to know.
yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. It shocked us because our culture in Brazil is so different. It shocked us here. It's shocked for bad, of course. Shocked for you
Yeah,
feel
shocky bad. Yeah.
amazed. Yeah, shocked for bad.
There in Canada, it's normal to meet someone with someone 80, 70 working, it's normal.
Yeah, you can see a lot of guys like not in hard work, but attendance of customers in Walmart, and oh, how I can say, no aeroporto, airport. Sorry, eu esqueci aeroporto em inglês. Airport. You have a lot of old guys give you information, right? And like job like that, a lot of old guys, and old, like I said, 75 above, right? It's amazing. It's amazing.
That's so interesting. I'm gonna move to Canada because I wanna look younger, you know. I want people to say, "Oh, you are just a baby like Charlie." So thanks for the tip. Hey, you guys, welcome back. I'm gonna share the survey with you because it's essential for you to answer this question. Okay, just one question about the recommendation, and you can suggest topics, talk about your experience here. We were talking about the difference between Brazilian culture and the culture of work in other countries. Okay, that's the context. And I'd like to know from Ju, how was the conversation?
The conversation was great. We talk about the toxic culture and the good culture, and we compare with countries like Germany and the US and Japan.
Yeah, could you bring some insights that you have for this conversation? Something important or interesting?
Vicenzo compares Brazil and the production with Japan production. Japan paid for production. It's completely different the way in Brazil.
Yeah, very good. Thanks a lot. Flavia said something about Japan and mental health, how they have a lot of pressure to be productive. I I think this very good to know that you talked about something similar in your room. And Vincenzo, do you want to add something about this topic?
Yes,
Go ahead.
I guess that as Juliana was saying, I say that in Japan you're paid by the production in most of the cases. You're not paid by hours. So if you finish your daily job, you can go out. And I think we can connect with what Flavia said, the mind to be productive, right? So they have a different, and also American companies, they have special hours for mothers. They have different hours for mothers, so they can pick the kids at the school or the garden. So also I was through connected. My mom worked in American company, and she had a special hour to work because of it. So that's it.
Perfect. Thanks so much for sharing your experience. And have you lived in the US in the past or just your mother?
No. My mother worked in a American company. He's very famous. It's Cato,
Oh,
the job company, but it was from an American guy. But now they say he sell it. But so that's it. So at time he was the CEO and she worked there. So they have different rules, different hours, and everything.
oh, amazing. Thanks. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm gonna just give the last question to Victor. Question number 6, let's talk about social media a bit, okay? Do you think it is a useful tool to spread the culture of companies?
Yes, I think it's a good way to spread the culture of companies, and but it has two ways, because sometimes are so a lot of marketing and the company isn't a kind of a good place to work. It happens a lot, but sometimes they are true, and it's common. But I think social media, it's a good way to employees, to companies, and we need to take care. But it's always a good way to share our work and to share our gifts.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
that's true. Social media is just a frame of the whole picture, right? They could be lying to you, definitely. And guys, I want to thank you for your attention, your time. I hope you guys liked it. Deborah, I can't say enough how happy I am that you are here, because you are amazing, and all of you, of course. And I hope I got to see you next week. Okay. Have a good one and take care. Bye, guys.
Bye. Nice to meet you.